Hey, so Connor,
Wow. Okay, you're starting this recording. All right.
who's actually your team?
What do you mean? Are we? Oh, Brant, pull up the thing. We're doing it again, I guess.
The thing you want me to
I'm
intervention?
no, no,
Hold
no, I'm
on.
not having intervention. I'm just curious which one is your team? Because you were like you were Jays for like the start of the season, then you sucked off the Sox, and then it's been like
It's
Rangers. So I good for you. You bandwagon yourself to the World Series, but
You did. You
I'm just
made
curious.
it.
Just curious, which one is actually your team? Who do you identify as?
like in the hierarchy of teams currently.
No,
Um,
there's one. That's it.
okay, fine. Texas.
You're a Texas fan over a Jays fan.
Yes, I've been hurt.
So this background is necessary.
This team hasn't hurt. This team hasn't hurt me yet. It has players I like.
Buddy,
Don't make-
they
don't
were
make- Brant, go ahead. Yeah, say it.
they were one
it.
strike away from winning a World Series twice. You just
Yeah.
weren't there for it
In the same game.
in the same game.
What?
And then you
You
what?
weren't there for David Freese. Like actual Texas fans have been hurt so many. They were 110 loss
And
team like 3
That
years
was game
ago.
6. They then had game 7.
They blew it again. They
Hey,
might not have hurt
hey.
you, but they hurt so many
You know what else?
Rangers fans.
That was
You know
then.
what else they blew?
This
They
is
They
now.
suck.
They didn't do too well in the what was it? The DS, I think a couple times.
Yeah, DS both.
They hurt the Rangers fans in the DS a couple times, I
They
think.
did hurt. You know who hurt them? Elvis Andrews.
Yeah, we don't like Elvis.
I mean,
Who's we? I love Elvis.
Rough Ned Oder
I mean, as a person that also
hurt
did,
Jose
as
Bautista.
a person that does enjoy watching the White Sox, also, yeah, Elvis Andrews.
Elvis
fuck
was
him.
great there too.
We
The
fuck
only
him.
people that are allowed to hate
Terrible.
Elvis.
What do you mean?
Rangers
Elvis was
fans.
not good in Chicago.
Was he not? Where was he good? He
Did
had like
you
a good month.
expect him to be good?
He had a
like
good
an-
month.
Didn't he
Did
have
you
like
expect him to be good?
something OPS at one point?
He had an 8-something OPS in like a
Did you
3-week span
expect
when
him
he
to
first
be
got
good?
there.
Good
After
for
they
him.
got eliminated from
Did
the
you
playoffs.
expect him to be good?
No,
No.
Okay, so why are you
but he
hurt?
was worse than expected.
Yeah. Well,
If you had expectations for Elvis
I
Andrews
swear
at
Elvis
38
Andrews had
years
a good
old, I
run.
think that's on you.
Brant,
yeah.
Brant, when
Yeah,
he
yeah.
first got there last year in like September,
Yeah, that's why.
it was his only good time.
I thought he was there for longer than that.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
Well, they
He's
should try to
never-
make the playoffs last year.
He's never really been good.
He was good in Texas for a couple
He
of
had
years.
a 2-year run where he had an 800 and an 808 OPS. That was
Yeah,
his
when we had him,
back-to-back
he was
years.
really good. He was our.
Did you just say
You're saying
we?
There's no way you said we. There's no
The
way
era
you said
you're saying
Do
we?
I have a mute button for
playing
others?
us
Yeah, and
in
then
the
you know what we
Can
also
I-
did?
Can
We
I
also
remove
flipped
Connor?
we also flipped him for goddamn Jonah Heim.
Leave computer audio settings. Is
That's
there
what
a
we did.
mute of Connor? I'm
You can
trying
never-
to find that button.
You can never silence. You can never
Oh,
silence the
There
bighorn.
should be. Good
You never
lord.
silence Texas.
That's just bad.
In the heart of
yeah,
Texas.
no. Elvis Andrews has never really been a phenomenal hitter.
Dance on your goddamn own.
He's only been
In the
above
corner.
100 4 times in OPS plus. Sorry, that was
He had like a 12-year career.
He had a 110. Yeah, 15 years actually. He had a 110, a 105, a 104, and a 116, and those are his 4 best years in the majors. So like Elvis Andrews has never really been good, but he did help the Blue Jays win a series, so that was nice.
Yeah, but they did nothing. They did nothing with it.
Yeah, whatever.
They did nothing.
Whatever.
I am sad because I was crushing Dancing on My Own.
Mm-hmm.
Like, honestly, one day, I think for about 6 hours on repeat, like straight,
Yeah.
and now I'm sad.
No, it's just depressing to listen to it.
But I still listen to it because
It's still a
honestly
great
a
song.
banger of a song.
Went from
great song.
dancing
It
on your own to
passed a-
crying.
Yeah, it passed 1 billion views on Spotify. Or 1 billion streams, sorry.
So I don't have Spotify, but I think it would probably be my number one for Spotify Wrapped it for next year at this
Yeah.
point.
It's got to be
Yeah.
up there on mine. What was that site we went to last time, Connor? Where you
Oh,
could check?
hold
Do you
on.
remember?
I
Spotify stats.
thought this is like our beginning of our podcast.
Yeah, well, there's no
Like-
Blue Jays baseball to talk about, so this is all that matters.
I think it's stats for Spotify.
Yeah, that's it. Top tracks. Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, last 4 weeks, Dancing on My Own, number 1.
Let me see top tracks.
Oh,
Oh,
wouldn't even
top
be
top
close.
tracks. Texas by Big X the Plug.
This guy's committed.
It's not even
Huh?
Creed. Like what?
No, actually,
It's good.
it's not because
Is Creed even on there?
Creed's in the top 10.
Okay.
Which
That's fine.
song?
Higher.
Can you take me higher? Yeah, that's fine.
I still can't get over Scott Stapp just like dipping on the Marlins. He wrote such a good song about how he loved the Marlins.
Last 6 months, Dancing on My Own is number 4.
Is Dancing on My Own even in?
I played that song for the first time at the beginning of the playoffs. So it's been what, 3 weeks, 4 weeks?
Yeah.
It
Dude,
is number 4 in the past
Dead
6
serious.
months.
There was 6 hours. I was like driving around working and 6 hours straight in the car
That's nuts.
dancing on my own.
Also, I don't trust these stats. No, actually, never mind. I'm an idiot. All right. Well, welcome to the Flight Deck podcast. I don't think we said that, have we? I might
No,
have said
we
it already.
didn't.
I'm exhausted. So I don't know what we have said and what we haven't said, but we are going to
I'm
talk
exhausted,
about
too.
baseball today.
Can we start with Mr. Sad Dog Russo, please? Because I honestly don't know if he's held up his end of the bargain.
He has not.
He
Fuck.
hasn't. And I doubt he will because he's a bitch.
He is
But
a
he
bitch.
did
can't back
tweet
out on
out-
something like that.
He did tweet
He
out.
tweeted out he's a man of his word.
Yeah. So you're a liar.
Yeah.
But there's a whole I
I
don't
think
want to
he-
listen to things right
If
now.
I remember, he went on First Take the next day and he's like, I meant radio. And I was like, you idiot, like a fucking beach hat on and shit. Like,
Mm,
ugh.
Why
Yeah.
is he a personality?
I don't know.
I honestly like.
I don't know. He said, I stand by my promise. I
He
see it on
sucks.
his Twitter. I just
He was on First
he's
Take
the
today.
worst, man. Name a baseball personality worse. I don't know if there is one.
Is there a worse sports personality?
Steve Simmons is pretty bad.
Yeah, Steve Simmons ain't great.
I
Like,
don't
really
even know who
bad.
the fuck that is.
He's a Leafs and I think he's just a columnist for
he
the
does
Toronto
leave.
Sun.
Yeah, but he
Sports
mainly,
columnist,
he
but he
mainly
does a
like,
lot of
no-
Leaf stuff.
No
and
shit, he's a Leafs guy.
He
It
does
makes
Jays.
sense.
You know what's actually, if you look up
Didn't
Jose
he go
Bautista
with-
and Steve Simmons, you will chuckle.
Didn't Steve Simmons go with like Wayne Simmons for something?
Yeah,
Like
that
it
was dumb.
It was stupid.
Dude,
But yeah.
you're the shittier Simmons in Toronto. Simmer down.
It's brutal. I want to see. Oh, so I don't know if I can find the original. Yeah, there it is.
There's
So
there's so many. Just,
in 2014, Steve Simmons tweeted out, the Kansas City Royals made no trades at the non-waiver deadline. The Oakland A's made 2 huge trades. Does Joey Bats know about this? He goes, who are you and why are you talking to me? And this is at the time where he was like a straight up Blue Jays beat writer and he was like in the dugout and doing all that. He's every athlete that ever plays in Toronto for either of the two teams hates the man. And it's just like, it's embarrassing every time he speaks. It's tough.
I think Russo's worse.
Yeah. He's got a bigger platform.
That's why he's
Um,
worse.
I would argue Skip Bayless is up there.
thank you.
Yeah.
Skip does all sports.
Skip's brutal.
Russo's
Um,
mainly just freaking baseball.
Yeah, I don't love Stephen A either,
I was gonna say Stephen A sucks.
but that's like they just get paid to do that
But
shit.
at
I don't.
least Stephen A can sometimes be funny.
Yeah,
When has Mad Dog ever been funny?
I don't know.
He got the most annoying voice I've ever heard.
I've never heard a take from him that I've been like, oh, that's a good point. Like every time he speaks, it's just like, dude, just get the fuck off my TV.
Mad Dog feels like he's the type of guy to go, yeah,
Yeah, kinda. His voice sounds like it too.
yeah, you see?
Yeah, he's like
DiMaggio.
shaking his fist at clouds and stuff. Like,
Old man yells at cloud. Like,
yeah, he seems like the type of guy to hate
To
bat
go
flips
back on his word.
and to definitely go back on his word. He's an old man. Yeah, not great. Anyways, that happened because the Phillies lost.
We did kind of bury the lead here, I guess.
Yeah,
you
Yeah.
did.
sort of. We talked about
Baseball
our Spotify
United
stats
had their
before
draft
we-
on on Tuesday.
Oh,
I think.
that's the wait.
Some of
That
the-
was
that's
the
the
Some
lead?
of the
lead.
biggest names in baseball were drafted.
Yeah, well,
the
you
other
were
day.
like grabbing your 3 shirts and the hat and whatever. Brant and I were talking about how we're starting with the Baseball United draft.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. You've already claimed a team. One
Not
of 4
actually, I
teams.
was kidding.
Oh, like
How many teams? There's
There's
4. I
4.
thought there was 6.
Oh, there's 4.
there's the Wolves, the Monarchs, the Falcons, and like
They did a snake draft.
Are they
with-
gonna play like banana ball?
I don't know. They did a snake draft. Each team got 2 picks per round.
Right.
Yeah. So
That is the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
yeah. I might have to bandwagon the team to pick a 50-year-old Bartolo Colon.
How can a team that has Felix Hernandez as their like president lose? I don't.
Wasn't
Not
Didi
gonna happen.
Gregorius?
Didi
Yeah, he's on
Gregorius
my
was
team.
like the third pick.
Wasn't he
He's
on
on
a
my team.
team last year?
He was on the Phillies, wasn't he?
No, I don't
Was
think
it-
so. That
Was
was
Robin?
Gene
Was
Gene
it this
Hickman
year
team.
that Robinson Cano got DFA'd, or was that last year?
I think it was this year. Didn't he play for the Padres?
That sounds familiar, right?
Hold up.
I don't think that was last year. How long's
Was it
Fatso
not
Sandoval been
yesterday
out of
that
the league?
Bartolo Colon hit that homer in San Diego? It kind of feels like it.
I think
How
Sandoval's
long's Fatso Sandoval been out of the league?
I think he's been out of the league since he got traded for Eddie Rosario in 2021.
Yikes! He played for Atlanta.
you guys
in
remember
their run, no?
Yair Jurgens?
Jair
Jair?
Jurgens. Yep. He got picked.
Also on my team.
Andrelton
Sacked.
Simmons.
Andrelton
Andrelton Simmons was a first round pick.
He was so good defensively.
The first
not
two
so
guys
much
drafted I
offensively.
hadn't heard of.
Yeah. What? How do you?
I mean, I think
I don't know how
just
serious
one-
this league is.
One guy was of Indian descent. I think was one of like
Yeah.
the first pick.
Yeah. First Indian to ever be drafted in the majors or something like that. I think I heard.
I think we also just buried the lead for people that don't know what the fuck Baseball United is. New league in the Middle East.
Right. I guess
Robinson Cano was like
I guess
a
if you don't know, you don't know.
co-founder.
If you know,
Live
you
Tour
know. If you
Baseball.
don't, sorry.
Yeah, it's essentially live golf but baseball.
We're basically just gonna. Oh, I can't even speak today. We're gonna become a, what is this thing called? A
Baseball
United.
United podcast.
Mhm.
You know what else?
Because obviously it's
Um,
very depressing to talk about the Blue Jays, so we might as well talk about the Monarchs and the.
I mean,
I got a Canadian
Who?
on my team too.
Oh yeah,
Connor Panis. I think it's Panis.
Panis,
Panis. That was with the Jays.
Connor.
Speaking
what?
of-
Traded
speaking of
for Yang Harvest
Thomas
Solarte.
Pannone?
no, Jesus. Speaking of former Jays, your team is the Wolves, Nate. You
Yeah.
also have Dwight Smith Jr.
Dwight Smith
Yep.
Jr. I think. Oh, never mind. I was John. Never mind. I was gonna
Oh,
say I
bro.
think I have a signed ball from him, but it's Jonathan Davis.
Dude,
Alejandro
I told
De-
you I picked the best team.
Alejandro De Aza is picked too. Like
What? I missed that one.
he's on the Falcons. He's 23rd overall.
Dude,
This is
their
fun.
Their bats have wolves written on them.
This is gonna be super cool
For like a-
until it becomes the live and we see like Mike Trout go overseas
is
because
not
they're going to
happening.
offer him $1 billion. Tell me you can't see it happening. Like
I
if
don't see it
you're
happening.
who's a free agent 4 years down the road?
4 years on the road.
Give me a rookie that's deal is coming up in like 4 years.
Wouldn't it be like Gunner?
Vlad, maybe.
Vlad? That would be some.
If-
That'd be some
if-
Vlad ass shit. to
If
go play
someone
for-
comes to Vlad and says, "Hey, man, we will pay you $60 million a year to come play in Abu Dhabi,"
I don't think he would. I don't
maybe
think
not
he cares
Vlad, but
about
like
money.
I think
No,
there's
there are
gonna
guys,
be
but I
a
don't
couple
think he's a
people that'll
good-
do it.
I don't think
think-
he's a good choice for that.
It's gonna be no, maybe not, but that's just the first one off my top of my head. Bo Bichette, maybe. I'm just thinking Blue Jays because it's easy, but like Corbin Carroll, when's his deal up? They signed him to
Roberto
something.
Osuna.
It's probably one that would go regardless.
Yeah, I'm shocked that he didn't get.
You know who Connor Panis got traded for?
Still the Troy Hawkins.
John Axford.
Noted Blue Jays legend. He went to San Diego. I'll give you that much.
San Diego.
Clayton
Blue
Richard.
Jays, yes.
How the fuck? Where did that come from?
I don't know how you just
That
pulled
was
out of
in
your
the
ass.
depths of hell, and you pulled that fucking thing out. That's absolutely ridiculous.
I saw a meme.
Fucking Richard.
I saw a meme that was posted that said Alec Manoah got drafted, and I had to like
Yo!
look at the draft 3 times because I thought it was serious.
Oh, it was great. A fucking an article, like I think it was like a reputable article, put that in like it was real.
Oh
Made-
no. You know what? As much as
need it.
he stinks, he is working out pretty hard. He looks pretty slim.
You know what? You know who else
Slimish.
works? You know who else works out, and everybody thinks his flaws are over. Ben Simmons. I'm believe it when I fucking see it. Do it real. Do it for real.
Who?
Ben Simmons.
Oh, Man, I was thinking Ben Verlander for a second. I'm like, what do you mean Ben Verlander's
I
been
thought we were
working
back
out?
talking about Steve Simmons again first.
I got so confused. I'm
Ben
like, why is
Simmons.
Ben Verlander working out?
Every
He's
offseason,
cooked.
you see videos of this man
Oh,
shooting
yeah.
jump shots and threes, and then he gets in the game.
Is
and he
Alec
can't-
Manoah just Ben Simmons? Maybe. I don't
I
know.
mean,
Well, I
Ben
want to give him
Simmons-
credit though
Ben
because he does
Simmons-
look like he's lost weight. No,
Yeah,
You know who could go work out with him then?
Hmm?
That other guy who didn't have a very good year. The two of them. That also fit the same
fucking
mold.
Team didn't have a good year.
The two of them that
Alejandro
also
Kirk?
fit the same mold. Yes.
I was
Okay.
gonna say Vlad.
Yes.
guys.
The
too much-
two
Okay,
other larger humans that we have
you
that
know what?
had terrible years.
Okay, this is gonna be the last time we ever address this until the off season. All right,
it's
before I say this,
Uh-huh.
can we fucking just lay off a Dalton Varsho?
Oh, I got no issues with Dalton.
I have no
Oh.
issues with Dalton Varsho. I've been
I'm
fighting
starting to
people
become
on
a
Twitter.
Dalton
this
Varsho
isn't-
defender.
This isn't even like I'm telling this to you guys,
Yeah.
bro. I was watching something today. I think it was on sports, it's on Sportsnet, and the guy's like, with how
We're at it
Marino
again, are
is
we,
in the.
Connor?
We're at it again.
Yeah.
We're at it again.
The cuts? The
The-
cutouts?
Oh, we are
Oh, yeah.
shit.
Just
okay,
that
we're
one
gonna-
was brief.
We're gonna
That
fight
was-
it. All right. Well, we're like, for this trade for the Jays to win this trade, they have to go to the World Series, and Dalton Varsho has to be one of the best three guys on the team.
Oh,
Like what?
Who said that?
I think it was JD Bunkus.
When was this?
This was today.
JD Bunkus says some of the dumbest shit of all time. He is
Like-
like he's a
Man.
wannabe Chris Russo. Chris Russo? I fucking even know his
Yeah.
first name.
Yeah, but like
he's embarrassing.
You remember?
Um,
You remember my like right before the playoffs when I said I was listening to daytime driveline radio on the fan,
Mhm.
and somebody was saying how Varsho should have caught more during the season.
Right.
100% was JD Bunkus, and I could not remember his name.
Yeah, he says dumb things, man. That's kind of his shtick.
he does it with.
I don't hate him, but I hate him.
Man, I hated that we gave up Moreno. I still hate it. It
I do too.
sucks.
He's
He's got the potential to be a franchise changing catcher. He wasn't going to get that runway here with us.
No shot. He would have played maybe 30 games.
I think we wouldn't have gone into the season with the three of them, but I don't know if he even gets like, is he cracking the big league roster as your backup to Jano or Kirk? If you trade one of the
Not
other
definitely not out of spring training. I don't think
because why are you carrying a 22, 23-year-old as your backup? Like it just
as your third string, arguably.
well,
I
I'm
don't-
saying you're going to get rid of one of the other two.
Yeah,
I don't think
they
any
would
way
have had to
coming
make
into
the trade for
three.
Kirk in the offseason, and I just don't think that was available.
Yeah, but and on it, I love what Varsho brings to the table.
Mhm.
He is a toolsy ball player.
At the end of the day, I'm just going through this now. So far, there hasn't been one single player that hit above their league or their career average in WRC plus. I haven't looked at Varsho's yet, but like Vlad was below. Bo, I think, was above. Chappie was below.
Springer was below.
Springer was below. Thank you.
I
I think the only ones that weren't
Kiermaier and Belt.
were
I would say.
Kiermaier and Belt. And like that's the ones where you're like, well, they're in the later part of their career. You would expect them to be worse than they are, but like they were the two that got it done the entire season.
Everyone is shitting on the front office, and I very much have been critical of this front office. I was critical of the deadline. I was critical the way they handled Barrios. I was critical of the way Atkins was in his press conference, but like the trades and stuff haven't been the issue.
No. Like
At
at the end of the day,
Woods Richardson and Austin Martin doing right now?
I
Everyone
don't
was pissed
think
about that
Austin
when they
Martin's
did it.
even in the majors anymore, right? Simeon Woods was.
He made a
Well,
couple
he
of
didn't pitch in
runs.
the playoffs.
Neither
right?
of them
So-
were on the playoff roster, I don't think.
I mean, the Woods Richardson's still young. He can still kind of have
Yeah.
a chance. But
So
like,
so is Martin. But like, just go down the line.
At the
Like,
end of the
look
day-
look at the Robbie Ray trade.
they
And
brought
then
in a Cy Young winner
You
and
brought
re-signed
back
him.
Robbie Ray. And then you know what you did? You let Robbie Ray walk. You got
And he
Gossman
got
for
worse.
the same money, and Gossman is way better.
Mhm.
You signed Bassett. You signed Barrios to what now looks like a really good extension.
Steven Matt.
I literally was going to bring that up too
Mhm.
for Sean Reed Foley and who?
I think that was it, wasn't it?
2 of them.
Was there 2? Couldn't tell me. No idea. It's Sean Reed Foley's not even there anymore. Am I wrong?
I don't think he is.
He's somewhere, I think.
I know he's still playing, but
Yeah.
It was Sean Reed Foley, Josh Winkowski, and Yenzi Diaz.
So nobody.
Whit Merrifield.
Winkowski was on the Red
Merrifield's
Sox.
another one.
Whit Merrifield is a good trade.
Like they really haven't. This is one they missed on big. Right now it looks like after 1 year.
And that's the thing. It's been 1 year. The whole point of this trade wasn't really to turn around this 1 year. It was to get the better value over the course of this first contract.
It sucks losing Gurriel as part of that, especially this
Mhm.
year. Like he popped off, but
Sure. But you don't expect that to happen.
Gurriel having a year like this after
No.
last year.
Or the year before.
Because it was a hamate, right? And that's one of the hardest injuries to come back off of. Like,
Yeah, it's the fact that Gurriel did what he did makes it worse. But at the end of the day, like you could blame the front office for the Varsho trade. Sure, that was a bad deal. At the end of the day, nobody did anything this year. Like the entire team was bad. And it's not on the front office to show up and hit. Like I don't love Ross Atkins. I don't love how active he is with the day-to-day stuff. But he hasn't really done a bad job of putting the team together. The team has just not shown up. And it's the guys that were here that he didn't acquire. Like the guys that were drafted and brought up through the system that are supposed to be your core guys are the guys that aren't showing up. Even
he did acquire those guys though.
Technically, yeah, sure. But I'm talking about the guys he brought in via free agency and trade and stuff in recent years. Like these are the guys that you expect to be there, and you were building around with guys like Dalton Varsho to come in and play defense and hit bombs and do what he does. But he can't be that guy if Vlad isn't doing what he's doing, or I guess who else on that list? Springer's not doing what he's supposed to be doing. Like
you need more out of Bo, you need more out of Chapman.
Exactly.
Like it's tough to ask for more out of Bo, but like down the stretch,
you needed more out of Bo.
Like
he was also hurt.
Needed first half Bo.
Mm-hmm. It's tough. Like the trade was bad right now. It could get better. It could get worse. Like it could go either way on this Varsho trade. Like if Varsho pops off and hits 35 next year, are we complaining about Dalton Varsho being on the Toronto Blue Jays?
Probably not. Because he's got the easy potential. I don't know how many bags he stole this year, but he could 20s easy.
Yeah.
He could be a 35 and 100 guy for you. Like,
oh, I think 100 steals for a second there. I'm like, pardon?
No. 100
That's incredible.
Varsho had 16 stolen bases.
16? Yeah.
He could. Yeah, he could.
It's nearly a 20-20 guy.
He could get you 20. He could get you 20 bags, and like.
If he takes Kevin Kiermaier's spot next year as your 9-hitter and your center fielder, like I think you're fine. He's got to get the average up a little bit, and the on base is not great. But if he can get that up,
I'd be happier with him just getting the on base up. I could care less how you get on base. Just get on base at this point.
Sure, just doing that alone.
Yeah.
But if he can go out there and he can swat 25, 30, and just be your 9-hitter and be a damn good base runner and one of the best fielders in the majors, that's fine. I mean, I'm going to miss having Gabby if this is what Gabby's going to be. But there's no promising that this is what Gabby's going to be. Like we saw this with Alejandro Kirk all of last year. He was one of the better hitters in the league and arguably the best hitting catcher in the league. And now I don't even want him starting on this team.
Kirk is still young, and I'm pretty sure he's younger than Gabby.
Same age, I believe. No,
I think he's younger. Not, I might be wrong, but anyways, like my point, like Kirk still has room to grow too.
Exactly.
Like he's not a finished product. Like
nope.
I hate Kirk. Mm-hmm. Stand here, me too. Say it to his face. Like, but
I'm sure he's a good guy, so I wouldn't want to say it to his face.
Well, like but not as a person, just like as a baseball player.
I don't love the way he plays baseball.
Nope.
He's, I don't know, man. It's 1 year of a trade, and let's think the past 3 years, 21, 22, 23. The acquisitions that this front office has made. How many have they missed on?
Trades and free agent signings?
Yeah.
Varsho, so far. Brad Hand.
Mitch White. That's it.
Brad Hand's a tough one. And I
He
like,
stunk.
yes, yeah, he did. But
He's
he
not impactful. Like, it didn't
he
matter,
then
but he
went
stunk.
to the Met.
He
Was it the
figured it
Mets?
out again.
And wasn't he like
Yeah,
on
he was
their
gross.
playoff roster? Like,
Was he not an all-star this year or last year?
No.
Or am I
relievers
imagining
is
things?
just tough because it's such a small sample size, and it was like 5 games, and he just didn't have it for 5 games.
Yeah.
And you got rid of him.
Also, for that same,
But
for
in the
that
grand
same
scheme of
thing,
things, you traded Riley Adams.
also Paul DeYoung.
That's not a
Didn't matter.
miss.
Paul DeYoung wasn't good either, but
No.
they didn't trade much there either. That's kind of the. Gabby is 22. Kirk is 24.
Okay, I thought it was the other way around.
Yeah, I thought it was closer, but Gabby has had 410 at bats in the majors. Elliot Hunter Kirk had 540 plate appearances last year. So they're about the same level of what Kirk had faced through all of last season. And that's where maybe Kirk started to get figured out a little bit. It's fun to see what Gabby's done in 1 year, and this playoff run has been super cool. But there's no promising that the same shit's not going to happen to Gabby as what everyone else does. Like, you're going to go through your lows first.
He's a stud behind the dish, though.
Sure, that does help. Arguably probably the best defensive catcher in the majors.
No.
JT, but
Yeah, he just beat the best defensive catcher in the majors.
well, that one just gave up 6 stolen bases in the last game. That hurts.
Yeah. Are we gonna jump into these series
That
now?
hurts me. I don't want to talk about those.
You want to talk about
so
your
much.
pain or my
Joy?
joy?
Also, let's
like,
talk about the Astros.
Let's start in
and
the
Rangers.
AL because it started first. Yeah.
I was also just point this out on our last episode of the podcast. Called
Mhm.
both of these series correctly.
I did not.
I said both
I
of
got
these were
them
going
both wrong.
7, and I got both teams right.
I said
Those-
6 for the Phillies. I know that.
Honestly, I missed a few of the last couple games, but that was like some really good baseball, back and
Yeah.
forth, fighting.
Both series were the two best series in the playoffs so far. Not even close.
Until they weren't.
I honestly, I didn't even care who won Houston, Texas. I just like
Good
as
baseball.
soon as, because Texas was up 2-0, then Houston came back. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like,
Houston
I just want to see 7.
Houston
Like,
won
at that
3
point,
straight.
I just wanted to see 7.
Mhm.
I said going into it because I don't like the Rangers and I really still don't like the Astros. I'm like, I don't want either of these teams to win. I just want good baseball, and we
Yeah,
got
and we
great
got it.
baseball. I didn't mind anything about this series. It had everything. It had homers. It had great pitching performances. It had a bench clearing incident. It had managers getting tossed. It had pitchers getting tossed. It had
pitchers
bat
getting suspended
flips.
next year.
yeah.
I didn't know
It's-
that was a thing.
I didn't either.
I
What
didn't
are
realize
you
you
guys'
could do
thoughts on
that.
that? What are you guys' thoughts on that?
I don't love it because I think if this is a regular season game, he probably gets 4 or 5. But now you're pushing a 2-game suspension into 2 meaningless games to start the year.
I also think like
I think it's tough suspending. I wouldn't have liked it if he got suspended for 2 games in the playoffs. I don't like it.
I think it maybe could have been a 1-game playoff suspension. I think like you could have after the
I think that's more
appeal
impactful
in the
than
morning.
a 4 or 5 game, like you were just saying. I think that's more than 4 or 5.
Probably,
More
but
impactful
like
than 4 or 5.
I think maybe once you do the appeal and you're like, well, you can do it now at 2 games because that's what we set, or you can wait until the regular season and have a 4-gamer.
Yeah, I would have been fine with that.
Like I think that's because realistically, 2 games. Who's to say Brian Abreu pitches in the first 2 games of the year? You've got 8 healthy relievers. I think how many? It's 8 in the bullpen now, right? You don't need to use Brian Abreu for 2 games. He's a reliever, man. Like it's not really necessary. So I think 2 games to start the year is like whatever. I'll do it again.
I think we're recording a bit late to chime in on this, but what are your guys' thoughts on that incident in particular? I'm saying, well, like Abreu hitting Adolis. You guys think it was intentional or not? Because
Yes.
the amount of people on both sides that are like arguing about it that are like smart baseball people, it like blows my mind.
There's no right or the only one that knows the answer is Brian Abreu and Maldonado, maybe.
Yeah.
It's at the end of the day. And I believe he did.
I'm 64. I'm like 65-35 intentional.
I think I know it's a dumb situation to do it, but I think when you're that confident, you're like, fuck it, I'll get the next guy anyways.
Man, that's so like that's so petty.
You've
though.
done it.
That's-
Like
I know.
it's one of those things. It's like, yeah, it's the World Series and you got a chance, or it's the ALCS and you got a chance to go to the World Series. But like, he won it last year. Like he knows he's done it.
Is
He-
that
he can do it.
literally is that your thought process though?
It could be if
That's-
you're built like that.
I mean,
it
I don't
probably
know.
wouldn't be mine. I don't
And
think, but
unfortunately, to Brian Abreu's credit, it worked.
yeah,
They won.
it kind of changed the
They-
entire game.
They won the
So-
game.
I can't blame
I'm-
him if he did it on purpose. It worked.
I'm closer to 50-50. Like the argument that I heard that I think made a lot of sense is like there were no warnings.
No,
If it
Got ejected
was
right away.
if it wasn't intentional and he's just trying to Adolis it was the game before he hit the nuke, not the same game, or was it the same? It was the same game. It was early in
Same
the
game, next AB.
Like you like pitching 101, work inside, move the guy's feet, move him off the plate, keep him uncomfortable. You can't necessarily just take that away
No.
because he celebrated and went over the top. If it wasn't intentional in that scenario, I don't like that.
I think
I
my opinion would change. Sorry, I cut you off. My opinion would change if Maldonado was set up on the inside and they looked like they were trying to work inside, but he wasn't.
again, I don't remember that and didn't see it. I'm closer to 50-50 than both you guys, I think, but I still think it was I think there was intent behind it. I don't think it was smart.
Mhm.
But I don't it's also just a baseball play in
Yeah.
some like I don't know.
I don't love it. I think
Guys
it's
can
kinda,
miss it
like
too.
Justin Verlander's
Another-
gonna have another shot to hit Adolis Garcia. Like he's coming back next year. He's gonna have another chance. If he felt pissed off by it, he's got a chance to do it next year. I don't think it needs to fall on Brian Abreu's lap to be like, yeah,
Who-
let me get revenge.
Who was the base runner on first base?
Evan Carter, I think, wasn't it?
Okay.
Yeah, it would have been Carter.
So another thing I heard was a Brave slide stepped,
Hmm.
and he has not slide stepped once this year, other than that time. Which
Right.
Carter's fucking fast, so I can
Be trying to
understand that in that
neutralize it.
scenario. Like that does mess with your command. I lean on the side of it was intentional, but like there's I don't know.
I'm not gonna disagree
on
with you.
both
Yeah, the
sides
slide
of
step
that.
thing is a pain in the ass to try.
I'm looking at it now.
Mm.
Martin Maldonado was set up for a pitch like right down the middle, and that ball went basically at Adolis' head.
Yeah.
So
It's really not close to where he's set up. Like I
just
just
didn't look great.
that's the thing. I think if he's set up on the inside corner and he misses like that, you're like, whatever, it's fine. That's where they were going, but it wasn't where he was going. And like,
No, but you've
guys
also
miss.
seen
but
guys.
That's a big miss
That's a big miss. I've
to a
seen
guy like that.
I've seen guys set up inside and fucking airmail one to the backstop or
Sure.
bounce one on the other batter's box. Like it.
Now,
I
Stuff
also find it.
happens.
I also find it really funny that Adolis didn't even look at Brian Abreu. He
went
got hit
straight.
and immediately turned to Maldonado.
So
well, that's where I
Another-
think it becomes a little more predetermined.
another thing I heard apparently that I didn't realize
Hmm.
beforehand, but apparently like Maldonado, I guess, was at the center of the beef with Texas earlier in the
Yeah.
year.
yeah, the Simeon, him and
So
Simeon.
I didn't realize. Oh, I
This has
okay,
been a
thinking
thing.
back on that. Yes.
It was him and Simeon mainly with that beef. So
Yeah.
That's why I'm kind of like I think it's a little more predetermined from the catcher than it was from Brian Abreu. I think they respect Maldonado there a lot, especially as the pitching staff. I think there was probably something said from him, given the history, and given the situation. I think it might have came from him a little bit, and I think Adolis knew that. And I think there may have been words said somewhere in that scrum that would have caused Brian Abreu to get suspended too. I don't think it was just like a clean, like, oh, he hit him. It had to be intentional. I don't think you just come up
Yeah.
with that decision with all the umpires that are there. I would expect that one of them heard something that was along the lines of, yeah, that was intentional.
Well, apparently all six of them agreed on
Yeah.
tossing him.
Yeah.
So
So something was up.
and it was also great that their Twitter account was just shitting on Adolis the next game because he had 4 strikeouts.
yeah, then another bomb.
And
Then hit a
and a
fucking
tank.
grand slam.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. I had this argument with Brant in our group chat, so Connor's seen it all too. I'm just
Oh,
gonna
I
say
seen
it
it.
on
I
here,
was.
though.
That's why I was. That's
little
why
little
I,
bit of old man yelling at clouds, but I'm fully on board with bat flips and celebrating and everything, and I get it's the playoffs,
Mhm.
but like he's gone a bit over the top for
Yeah.
me, for my liking. I get it's the playoffs, I get it, but when you're taking, how long was it? Like 36, 46 seconds
I think
to
I
round
did.
the bases.
I think I
That's
did.
a lot.
I did the math. It was 13 seconds for him just to put the bat down.
Oh yeah, he stood there and watched it.
It was
Then he's
13
like,
seconds.
How
just to
long
put the
was
bat
it
down.
down.
total though?
I think it
You
was
know?
like 35, 40 seconds.
yeah.
Okay, well, there's
It was
one
like,
the one the next day that you said wasn't as bad was 32.
yes. Watching it though, like he didn't do the whole stomp on the plate that he
Right.
did. Like he stomped his way up and like stomped on the everything. It was just like, I get the scenario.
Yeah, that was
And
kind of
if
what I was
that's
gonna say.
me in the scenario, I'm
doing that.
I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm doing
probably
that.
doing something similar. But
I'm
if I got
cartwheeling to first base, bro.
if I got drilled for acting like that, I would wear it because
I'd still be pissed.
For being,
but it's
if we're being honest too with the Dolis, that's one of that home run pimp was one of his fucking tamer ones.
Yeah, he didn't even untuck his shirt.
Dude,
the one that walk off to end the year. Like that's
It was so much worse.
see
was-
then
that
that
like-
was a walk off. So it's like
in
I
that
don't know.
game, I think he also
I'm
had
torn.
he had 3 strikeouts in that game, and then once he hit the home run, he flips his shit out and just goes, "God damn it, yes!"
Yeah. Like
Like-
I don't think this isn't him, is I think the point. Like I think
Yeah, this isn't
you've seen that this is what Adolis does.
Oh, yeah.
He's not doing it to the Astros because fuck you're the Astros. Like this is just
But-
him, and he's gonna celebrate homers this way. Like
And
it
here's-
is what it is.
when
And
you when you go that hard, I don't, as an opposing pitcher or an opposing bench, I don't know how you don't take that a little personally. If
Well,
I'm on the opposing side, I'm taking that personally.
You know what you should take personal? 10 for 28, 5 home runs and 15 RBI.
Brutal. If you don't want him to pimp homers, don't give up so many fucking homers.
5 homers and 7
Like
games.
it's
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I'm kind of
Yep.
I don't love it. Like if you don't want him to celebrate, don't give him a reason to. Like he's the only guy crunching you, right? Corey Seager, sorry, but he's the only guy hitting that many homers, and you're pitching to him every time. Like when did they work around Adolis Garcia in that series? I don't
Well,
remember once.
Yeah, probably not. Monty going into this playoffs, what do you guys think his contract would have been?
I think it would have been like 5 years 80, 5 years 90.
I think he could have got 4 years, 80, like 20 mil a year. He's
Dude,
probably, I think he's about 30.
he does. I can't believe I'm saying this. Has he earned a bigger contract than Aaron Nola?
No.
Nola had some before. Nola's got the past, so that helps. him.
Like,
And Nola was also, he wasn't,
Until the
as
last
good.
game, he was dominant.
but he's, I hope he goes back to Philly. He seems like such a Philly dude.
I think if
But I think,
Yeah,
I think
dudes.
I could see him like 6 or 7, 180.
like I think
right now.
if Nola gets 200, I think yeah.
Are
I
you
think
telling me no?
I think Monty gets like 170, 180. Like yeah, I feel
I think you're overpaying for Monty at that point.
100%.
He's had a good year and a half.
100%.
it's free agents. Like it's
Yeah.
You overpay for moments like that.
Who else is on the market pitcher wise?
him,
Snell.
Nola, Snell.
I
I know
is
reliever, but hater.
Stroman?
Stroman has an option. I know.
I think he's not taking it.
I wouldn't think he's taking it after the way he was like bad mouthing the Cubs for not offering him an extension.
Yeah. Kershaw, Ryu, Morton's got a
Kersha's
club
going to be
option,
every
isn't it?
year.
Lance Lynn,
Ross Stripling if he takes his option.
Adam
Like-
Wainwright.
Adam.
Erod
It's not a
opted out.
We'll
it's
get it
not
in-
a
yeah,
big.
we'll-
I get
we'll-
Shohei.
Shohei.
Oh no, he's not
but not
pitching this year,
next
never mind.
year. But Shohei for 25.
Technically, yes.
We'll get into this in the offseason, but this is one of the weakest free agents classes I've seen in a while.
Julio Urias.
Yeah, he's done it. Major League.
Yeah,
He'll
he's
go
done.
to Baseball United.
He go to Baseball United. He just screams Wolves.
Mm-hmm.
Not, I feel
He's a monarch.
back on that league just quick. I don't think they want guys like that because there's got to be other guys that they could have. That's not how you start your brand.
Yeah, you don't have like Trevor Bauer and him as like the face of your league. Like
Abu
I don't
Dhabi.
know.
They've done some sketchy shit.
Yeah.
oh,
you're
they've
not
done
wrong.
prime sketchy shit. Like
I
You're not
don't know,
wrong.
man. You might be right. Like I agree with you, but we live in a very different culture than they
Yeah.
do over there. I don't know, man.
Their respect towards the female gender is a little different. I
Uh-huh.
think.
it's a
So
little
I-
shaky.
Yeah,
Like
that's
Okay.
kind of what I was.
Anyways, are we done on the AL here?
I believe
well, okay, yeah, we'll
I
get
got nothing else.
because we'll go into the World Series.
Oh no, we're not. I do want to talk about Kyle Tucker. Is Kyle Tucker the reason that the Astros lost the series?
But what the fuck happened to him?
I don't know.
Did he
I
have
think
a
he is.
hit?
Wasn't like
Not a big one.
who else? Like wasn't Jordan.
Jordan, no, but Jordan had a couple big like RBIs and stuff. Like, I can't think of one big Tucker. Like,
No, Tucker was terrible. Tucker was bad. Like
Tucker was
just-
bad. Tucker also missed like 3 home run balls that he could have robbed.
He did catch one, but it didn't
Dude,
matter.
That check. Can you imagine being at what game was that? Like 5?
It was
It was in Texas, right? It was
it
game
was-
5?
in I think it was in
Or no,
Houston.
Houston. No,
So it was
you're
game
right.
6. It was game 6 or 7.
It was game 6. And fucking this bitch sitting front row in the outfield. What did she do? Like,
I don't know.
I think the ball
looking.
hit her
Might,
and she did not notice.
what did I miss something? I don't feel like I didn't see this. I didn't watch a lot.
It was one of the I think it was the Heim home run where it just went over his glove. It
Uh,
landed in
This
the
has way
lady's
too tight.
like lap and she didn't realize. And
It
then she
like
just
bounced
looked,
between her legs.
yeah, and she looked down and was like, "Oh, baseball."
Yeah.
Unreal. Oh, postseason.
Like-
That's what I'm looking for. So Kyle Tucker this year in the postseason, he hit 150, 292, 225 slugging. That's fucking.
What
That's-
the?
He had no
Not
homers, 1 RBI. They don't have hits on here. That's brutal, man. He had a 54 WRC plus.
Probably better than like our entire roster.
I don't know if it is. Yeah, it probably is. There's a lot of guys that didn't have.
We
any.
had like 3 hits.
You're right. You're right. I take it back. No, we had a fair amount of hits. We just didn't score any runs.
We had 1 extra base.
A lot of singles.
yeah,
A lot
right
of
on.
singles. Yeah, that's just
Um,
bad, man. That's a guy that's like should be. He's a AL MVP down ballot guy, and he did nothing all postseason for you. I think that's the reason the Houston
Not bad.
Astros aren't back in the World Series.
And we can kind of slightly
Um,
transition into the NL when I say
no,
this.
not
Okay,
yet.
never mind. I was gonna let you guys have your sulking and shit.
Like Framber.
Oh,
Mhm.
dude.
It wasn't just
Javier
him.
won a third of an inning
No.
in game 7.
Javier diced in the first game, though, did he not?
Yes. Yes.
But he
did.
can't go a third of an inning
Yeah,
in game
that's
7.
Terrible game
No, I
7.
agree.
But
I'm
he
just
did. He
saying,
did
the first
have a
game
good
he
first game
diced.
that he pitched.
I want to stick on the. Do you have someone else on that, Brant?
What's that?
On people shitting the bed.
I just don't think anyone was shit the bed harder than Kyle Tucker. Like he's yeah,
They didn't,
Framber
have,
and
they didn't have a guy step up.
no. Well,
Someone-
Jordan for 2 rounds
So,
or a round.
Someone I want to
that
say
doesn't do anything. That you have to have a guy step up each round.
something that it kind of goes into another topic that we need to talk about. I hate saying that this person shit the bed, but in game 7, Dusty Baker shit the bed.
I must have missed that. What do you do?
Because the big issue was since Javier only got a third of an inning, he needed someone to give length.
Oh, I
So
heard
he's-
this.
He stuck with JP France for 8 batters. And JP France proceeded to give up like 5 runs.
That's brutal.
Like
Was Hunter Brown not available?
Hunter Brown pitched. It
Pardon
went
me?
it went Javier for a third. Maton got 2/3. Then he went to Hunter Brown. And then he went to JP France. Hunter Brown won an inning.
That's fucking brutal.
Like
It's bad.
Hunter Brown had a good inning too. I think he
That's
might have
bad.
walked somebody, but he had a
Sh-
he, like
Shout out to Dusty Baker, the inventor of the high five. He is
Yes.
retiring. Terrible management job this year, but he did get his first World Series last year, and just genuinely good human being. That's
The cool series because like from
old
everything
man
else,
managers getting her done. Yeah.
So is Boch. Like Boch seems like a baseball. He's a baseball lifer too, and just
Yeah.
a dog. So
Kind
it's
of fun
Good
for
to see
that.
him here again.
I think they said
On the just quick, sorry, Connor, on the
Mm-hmm.
Dusty thing.
Mhm.
What do we think this means for Martin Maldonado?
I think he's gone.
I think so too.
There's no
But
reason
like,
to keep him, man.
some teams gotta pick him up, right?
I think he gets a
I
job.
think
They
I
pick
think
him up.
he is
He's not a
so-
starter.
I think I 100% would.
The Oakland A's need guys on the roster.
No. I think he is such a dog and a grinder behind the plate, and I think that is undervalued.
But I think now
I think
Good.
if this
I th-
playoffs,
I-
if
He's
I
not
think-
good, and he has orange hair.
I think he splits it and he dyes it red, and he goes to the NL, and he goes to a team that was absolutely dog shit this year because they didn't have the veteran leadership behind the plate.
okay, I know. Okay,
And he can platoon with Contreras,
Red
say.
team.
and Contreras can DH.
The Cardinals.
I was gonna say
Jesus
Brand.
Christ. I
Brand.
was
The
thinking
fact that he
I was
said
thinking
Contreras.
The Red
William the whole
Brewers,
time.
the Red Brewers.
I'm like,
Yeah.
when were the Brewers red? I'm like, what the fuck? That makes way more sense. Sorry.
I don't. I think if this playoffs has shown you one thing, you need a catcher that can hit.
I don't think that's what this playoffs.
I don't know. The Phillies aren't in the fucking
JT,
Dance.
Gabby,
They didn't
Hyman,
make it.
Garver,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, but like
and then even going
Ev-
back, like,
all these teams have like a black hole somewhere, and if your catcher's that valuable, I think that's fine.
where's the
Like-
Rangers black hole, Nate?
Hasn't Tavares? Oh,
Robbie
Tavares is
Gross,
good.
Rex
Never mind.
Grossman was
Um,
brutal in the postseason. He was
Yeah,
so
but he
bad.
only played against lefties. Garver was in the
Yeah.
whole thought. Like,
Garver was great.
Yeah, so they don't have the
But
black
Grossman
hole on
was the black
offense.
hole.
Their
Their black hole is,
sits just over the outfield fence,
and they were pretty good this
and
series.
then they come
and
in
but they've
occasionally.
been really good these
They've been
playoffs.
really good.
No, do you know why they've been good?
They've covered a lot of black holes. It's insane.
Their black holes haven't been in the game. They've been relying on like three guys.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think like you look at Philly. Who is the center fielder?
Rojas.
Oh, Rojas is a black hole.
He's a
He-
black hole.
But speed and defense.
Yeah.
If you can get the veteran leadership behind the plate out of Maldonado, I think that's a valuable commodity. And I think
Okay.
the way he deals with the pitching staff and everything.
Are we done here? Because I have a
No, I want to talk about the Astros real quick. Sorry.
Great.
This might be a hot take, but I think it's still fair to hate the Astros. I think it's still fair to
Yeah.
not respect the Astros.
I'm over it.
I get that.
I don't
Like-
really care that much. I don't respect a lot of these guys.
No, that's kind of my point. Everyone's like, I hear a lot about Jose Altuve because Jose Altuve had a great postseason again because it's what he does. He's now second or tied for first all time in homers.
I think it's like third.
I think he's like third.
Okay,
He's
well,
at like
he's
20,
top-
man. He's at like
top
29
three.
or 26.
Top three all time in postseason home runs. And everyone's like, oh, it's time to start respecting Altuve. But I don't think it is. I don't think there's ever going to be a time where I have to respect anyone from that team. Like, we have George Springer on our team, and I like George Springer. He's a great baseball player. I don't respect George Springer all that much. Like, he was still a part of it, and it's still one of those things that just, like, the way they handled it, I don't love it. I don't respect them for it. You don't
I
have to
think-
hate
I-
the Astros team, but I can still disrespect a lot of guys.
Are
on
we?
that team.
Are we in agreement that 2019 they were cleared of all like?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they lost.
So,
I think the other thing too, like I agree. I think the other thing, a part of it is like pretty well everyone in the league is kind of in agreement that they're very much not the only team,
Mhm.
and the Yankees and Red Sox kind of got caught up in it. But
Sure.
everyone also agrees they are
They're
not
sc-
even close.
No
to
one
the
likes
only
them
teams.
either.
No, but I'm saying I'm like everyone kind of agrees that it was a league wide thing. Maybe they were the most egregious, but
Right.
like I don't know if you guys listen to Foul Territory, but they had Kratz was saying the other day, like it 100% wasn't just them, and
Mhm.
I forget he was playing during those years.
Yeah.
I think Frazier was on that pod, and they were talking about together, and they both said it was like a league wide thing. It wasn't just the Astros. So
But they got caught and they handled it like shit.
My thing is with them now, it's like there's not enough people that were on that team for me to still care.
It's
So,
just the two main
It's
guys.
just Bregman and Altuve now.
Yeah.
Bregman fell off a cliff after that year too.
Mm-hmm.
But like even like they're the only two people that are there. Like
One
Brielle's gone,
But
Springer's gone.
They're still
Correa's gone.
dogs.
Like, and that,
Like they're still the guys on that team. And it's just like, I don't hate the team. I really like Kyle Tucker and I really like Jordan. But I don't cheer for this team because they still have those two losers on it.
there's another guy I really don't like for different reasons. Was there. I think he's the other holdover from those teams. Not
Pittsburgh?
fully holdover, yes.
Okay, then
But I dislike him. No, I dislike him for other reasons.
What are we talking about?
Also cheating reasons that he kind of skated away from
Framber?
because he was injured and missed an entire year.
Oh, Verlander.
When
He was there in 2017. I don't think he was there.
They traded for him.
I think he was there in the next run, but I don't think he was there for that one.
He was 19.
Because Garrett Cole Garrett Cole wasn't in that one either.
Garrett Cole was
19.
it was
look.
Verlander, then it was Cole, then it was Greinke, was it not?
Verlander did go over in 17. He got traded.
Yeah,
okay.
It was at
Sorry.
the deadline.
You're right.
He was on that team.
You're right, though. Yeah, he
And,
was
like,
a very big proponent of the Spider Tack stuff and just happened to be hurt that year, and no one ever
I
mentioned it.
loved Justin Verlander in Detroit. I have a lot less respect for him now. I know a lot of other guys were using it, but the other thing I did not realize, but I heard on the broadcast near the end of the game, might have been after the game, the Phillies and Diamondbacks game the other night. Brent Strom, who has done wonders with that
Arizona.
Arizona pitching rotation. Did not realize where he came from. You guys know the Astros. He was a big help in turning around Justin Verlander's career.
Are you trying to say that
the
the Diamondbacks were cheating?
No, I'm not. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm saying
I think that's what you're saying.
Are you a hater of Brandon Pfaadt?
I gotta be honest.
Are you a hater?
Honestly,
I'm not a lot.
Are you a hater of the law offices of Ginkel, Seawald, and Thompson?
I'm not a big fan of
there's
the
not
Arizona
law. The
Diamondbacks.
law offices reside in Milwaukee.
I'm not a fan of the Arizona Diamondbacks. I'm not afraid to say it.
You know what you guys shouldn't be a fan of?
1
for 20 in 2 games.
Are we talking Nick Castellanos?
No, that's Harper and Turner.
They didn't pitch.
Buddy, Nick Castellanos was over his last 24 with
this is very
12
true.
strikeouts.
And that's where I was gonna go. Who shit the bed harder, Nick Castellanos or Kyle Tucker?
Nick Castellanos. Well,
no,
Kyle Tucker was bad
Kyle
in the
Tucker
playoffs.
But like the Diamondbacks just went in to those last few games with a good game plan. They're like, hey, we're not going to pitch to the two lefties that have beat the fuck out of us.
Yeah, and they also
so we're going to pitch around them.
They also pulled a Mufasa and said, "Remember, they fucking started stealing bases again."
Yeah, that was insane.
Like
they
had 1 stolen base between game 1 and game 5, and then in the final 2 games they had 9.
It's 6 of them in game 5 or 7. Sorry, Jesus.
6 of them in game 7.
Yeah.
Like,
back to Turner and Harper. They had 5 warning track fly balls in the last 2 games. I think Trade was in his first at bat of that last game, hit one to the wall that Lourdes was leaned up against it as he made a catch with a runner.
Harper it was either 7th or the 8th.
It was the 7th with 2 on, 2 out.
And it was a high fastball.
Yeah,
and he
just missed
that.
I think Brian Anderson on the broadcast said that Trey Turner didn't have a hit with a runner in scoring position that entire series.
But he got on a lot.
He did get on a lot, but
so I mean, in fairness to him, the guy hitting in front of him hit a home run every time he stepped up to the plate. There wasn't ever a guy on when Trey Turner came up to the plate, so it's a little tougher. But
The Diamondbacks had a great game plan and shut down the Phillies. They didn't pitch start Schwarber and Harper. They didn't let them beat them.
This is with Zach Gallen.
And if I'm them, sorry, Connor, but I would rather attack Trey Turner after Schwarber, and I'd rather attack Baum and Stott after Harper. 100%.
How do you guys, since you're the Phillies representatives here, I like Bowman in the cleanup spot. How are we feeling for all those games?
I don't know how you would have done it differently, but
Well,
Alec Boehm isn't to blame given what he did in Game 7.
But my thing.
I don't love the lineup construction altogether.
No.
Like Stott in the 5 spot, and then JT and
Castellanos.
who
Kyle
realistically
Schwarber as
probably
a
should be your
leadoff
4 or
hitter
5.
is also weird.
Yeah, like
When you have Trey Turner.
He had like 35 and 100 this year, did he not?
Yeah.
yeah, but like Kyle Schwarber is the last person that screams leadoff hitter.
Yeah.
No, that's what I mean. It doesn't make sense as a
No.
leadoff hitter.
I think he had
Hit
more than
35.
35 too. Do you know?
I think he had like.
I thought he was like 40
He
something.
was damn near 50, like in the regular season.
I thought he had.
Okay, well, he had
a
however
lot.
many,
I
and
could
he
be
drove in
wrong.
100 RBIs at a leadoff spot. Like
Hitting under 200.
47.
Hitting
Kyle
under
Schwarber.
realistically, if I'm making this lineup, I think I go
Trey.
I don't know.
Turner
or JT.
no.
I don't mind JT as a leadoff guy
Honestly,
either.
I'd go Stott.
Interesting. Stott or Bohm.
Stott's a lefty. No,
Stott's a lefty.
no, I don't want to do that.
Well, you don't want.
I
Bohm?
guess I was thinking between Baum and Turner because
I think it's
I would
Turner, man.
I'd move Bryce into the 2 hole, and then I don't want Schwarber 3 because I want to spread your lefties a little bit at least.
JT 3.
No,
Sure, Bryce is 3.
no, Bryce is 2. I
thought-
like
Did
Turner.
you just
in
said
the-
Stott was 2?
No, I said Bryce 2.
Oh, I thought you just said I'm moving Stott to the 2 hole.
So he has Turner, Bryce, or Stott, or whatever the fuck it was.
Turner, Bryce.
Baum,
Turner, Bryce.
Baum, Bryce.
Bryce
Bryce,
is hitting
Turner.
every.
You had Bohm. You had Bohm in the leadoff.
That's what I said. I was torn between Baum or Turner.
Oh, okay. I thought I put Turner in the leadoff.
I put Turner. So
That's fine. Okay. Turner, Bryce, Baum, Schwarber, JT, Castellanos.
Marsh and then Rojas.
No,
Send
Stott in
Rojas
there.
to the moon. Did we skip Stott?
Yeah, we skipped
Oh,
Stott.
we did.
Anyways,
Stott's somewhere in there.
um,
I think one thing I'm gonna take it back to the Jays because I'm selfish and I want to talk about the Blue Jays because that's our job here. I think the one thing we can take away from this is that even good offenses suck from time to time.
what wins
We
the
talked
playoffs?
about this Phillies offense being the best things
Pitching and
we've ever
defense.
seen. Yes.
Pitching and defense.
Like, yeah, it's
What-
great to say, oh, we need to build a team like the Phillies and hit a lot of home runs. You know what doesn't work? When you're not hitting home runs. You can
What was-
neutralize home runs.
What was our impression going into Game 3 in Arizona of that series?
They're gonna just
This
hit
game,
home runs until they win the World Series.
This series,
And
would go no
Philly was a
longer than-
wagon, and that offense was unreal.
It wouldn't be.
What was Game 1? Like 3-1?
I believe
What was Game 2?
that was
11 to
10-0.
nothing.
It was like
What
11
was
or
Game
10-0.
2
Uh,
before they took out Merrill Kelly?
3-0. 3 solo homers.
Like
He
that
gave
offense,
up 3 hits and it was 3 homers. That's what it's
Yeah,
when you build your team like that, it is really hard to do that for 4 games a series. It's a lot. It's a lot of home runs. Guys were hitting at like a 20 homer pace for the postseason.
Yeah.
It's crazy,
It's-
man. It's tough. I don't want
It
to
was
praise
still a
the Blue
fun
Jays because
series
what
to
they did
watch.
was terrible.
we're not.
But
I don't even want to talk about the Blue Jays. Like I,
I
get
do
you
a
brought
little
up,
bit.
but can we just fuck off?
Because no, it's just one of those
They
things.
didn't
It's
hit
like
home runs though. They didn't do anything.
No.
They didn't do anything offensively. Like
good offenses can
90%
have.
of this year, we did not
bad
have a good
runs.
offense.
We should have.
No,
Going into the year, we should have.
yes,
Right.
and
They
then
did.
our entire team forgot
They
what
did.
baseball was.
I'm not talking postseason. I'm talking generally as a year.
I'm not even talking postseason. I'm talking the year.
Everybody
If
on this team had
Brandon
a bad year.
Belt has the highest OPS on your team,
It's bad.
you have issues.
It's bad. But you're telling me that those guys should all do that again? Do you see Vlad being that Maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's just
No.
what Vlad is. Do you think
don't
Springer's
think
that bad
so.
again?
That one's tougher. I don't think he's that bad. I don't think he's Springer from last year or
I
2
don't
years
think
ago.
he could be from last year. I don't know if he's Astro Springer anymore, but
I think he's maybe a 105 OPS guy.
maybe. I
That's
think he was
better than
better
this
than
year.
that this year, isn't he?
Was he?
I thought he was. I thought he was like a 110, but I
Okay,
could be wrong.
maybe he's a one. Like
Maybe I'm
that's
thinking
kind
of
of the
someone
range
else.
I'm thinking. 105.
I
110.
do you expect? Like, I know Matt Chapman won't be back, but like, do you expect Matt Chapman to do that every year? I don't think so. Like, I
he's
think
got a lot of holes in his swing.
he does, but he typically puts up better numbers than that.
His numbers will
like,
stay the same. It's just not. It won't be.
It won't be like all at
It won't be
once.
compiled in a
Yeah.
month.
Like if you spread all that out, it's not as bad. But he just did it all in April.
I personally think
104 for
Um,
Springer. Sorry, Nate.
Alexander Kirk is probably fucked.
Do you think he has it in him to get better? He's got the bat, the ball
Yes.
skills. Can you, as a 5'8" man, can you translate that into power? Altuve does it. I don't
When do
see
we
why
start-
he can't.
When do they start testing for steroids? Can we just get him on a couple like real quick cycles in the off season? Like
Probably. There's got to be a way. But like, Jose Altuve is a mystery to me because you watch that guy and he's not big, but he hits like he's
he
fucking
generates
David
so
Ortiz
much-
size.
Put those two swings side by side.
Mhm.
He generates so much power.
Right. So
he's
what's
a
stopping
strong
Kirk
dude.
from doing that other than the big barrel around his belly?
That swing just seems so much slower and lazier to me. Like it's not a swing that screams power. It's a swing that screams.
I want to put the bat on the ball.
I'm 5'10",
5'8".
180 pounds, and can steal you.
Yeah. It's an
25,
Ichiro
30
swing.
bags.
It's an Ichiro swing without the running down the line.
Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of what it screams to me. It's just not.
If Alejandro Kirk is hitting 230, getting on base 310, but has 25, 30 homers, is that not a better outcome than 250, 334? And
Yes,
what did he have?
because he
8?
Clogs the base paths like a motherfucker.
So I want him rounding them, right?
Yes.
Like I think that should just be the play if you're Alejandro Kirk. If you're so good at putting a bat on a ball,
don't
I
want
know.
that from. I don't know. I guess
I don't
that's fine. I don't.
My takeaway here is that even good offenses can stink sometimes, and even bad teams can end up in the World Series. So next
It
year,
helps.
My takeaway is
Hmm?
that I think the Arizona Diamondbacks are
Hmm?
what we thought the Toronto Blue Jays would be going into this year.
it's so brutal.
That's what makes it so funny.
Yeah, no, it's
No,
not
the way
good.
they're playing. The way
It's
they're
not
playing.
good.
Look at
Yeah,
they
no,
got-
you're right.
They got
It's just
two
bad.
dogs. They got two dogs at the top, and
Mhm.
Fott's pitching like a dog. They're not running him out there as long, so that's your
Spott's been better than
uh,
Gallon.
Yeah, but that's your Gosman, Barrios, Bassett.
Mhm.
I don't know who their 4 is, if they have a fucking 4 or not, but like we got a better bullpen than them. And then speed, defense, and the occasional pop.
Yeah.
Like that's what I thought this team was gonna be going into the year.
Uh-huh.
And it hasn't been.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This team as a whole doesn't really excite me. Like who on that team is you're like, yeah, I'm so excited. Like Corbin Carroll, but like outside of that, I'm like, who on that team? I'm like, yeah,
Honestly, they're
Alec
fun, man.
Thomas.
Like I think Christian Walker might be one of the most underrated players in baseball.
First off, Christian Walker has sucked this entire postseason. And second of all, there's
I'm
no
not-
there's no Alec Thomas slander on this goddamn podcast.
I don't think Alec Thomas is bad, but I'm not getting out of
Dude,
bed for
pick a
Alec
fucking
Thomas.
side. What the fuck is happening?
Did I say I was a fan of the Diamondbacks?
Do you want my fucking hat?
Oh, I have one over there. Don't worry.
Oh my
I'm kidding.
I
I'm
can't
kidding.
wait. I can't wait till Arizona wins this whole thing and Connor buys a Gabby Moreno jersey or something.
Oh no, I'll buy the jersey of the NLCS MVP that we have not talked about yet. Fucking Ketel Marte.
Yeah, he was nasty.
He has
Okay,
had a
fairness,
hit.
Ketel
He's had a
Marte
hit
gets
in
me out of that.
every fucking postseason game this year.
But Ketel Marte is still not a superstar in the league where you're
Should be.
like, maybe it's just
I
because he
don't
plays in
think
it.
so.
Maybe it's because they play in Arizona, but like nobody on this team excites me other than Corbin Carroll. And Corbin Carroll outside of game 7 was just kind of there.
Who excited you on that 16? Was it? Kansas City team?
No, that was
15?
15 was
Salvi.
15.
Eh.
The
So then
entire
he
pitching
played-
staff was electric. Or at least the
Okay.
bullpen was electric.
Name the entire pitching staff.
The important ones. They didn't use the entire pitching staff. Let's be
Okay,
real. It was
name-
Wade Davis, Kelvin
Okay.
Herrera, and what the fuck was the other one?
You didn't even say like their closer. I don't.
You haven't even
Yeah,
named
that's
the
the one.
closer yet.
Greg Holland,
Yep.
Brandon Finnegan. That was electric.
Yeah, Brandon Finnegan tickles your taint more than fucking Corbin
Yeah,
Carroll.
that whole run was incredible. He pitched
Shut
in the
up.
College World Series and
Yep.
the World Series. In
That's
the, same
the only
year.
reason you know his
so
name.
fun. I'm trying to think of who the fuck else was on that bullpen. They only used the 3, but they had like Zach Greinke was in that run. Was he not?
No, they
No,
had who
what?
the fuck was the other guy from Whoa, wait.
Where am I? Am I way early on Zach Greinke?
Whoa,
You're
I
way
didn't
late,
catch up.
dude.
Way late?
Way late.
Was he
and
not
way
in
early.
there? Okay.
Where'd he
Who
play
the
for
fuck
like-
else was on the rotation for the
Oh yeah, but that
taking it
gets
back.
you going.
What?
that
Alcides
gets-
Escobar doesn't get you going.
You know who got me going?
Mike Moustakas was nasty back then.
Fuck, 2 people got me going for like 5 minutes, and that was Gerard Dyson and Terrence Gore. That's it.
Omar Infante.
I don't know if Gerard Dyson was on those teams.
I feel like he had to have been.
I don't think they were good when they were on the team.
Man, their outfield was
It was
Gordon,
Gordon.
Kane, and
Lorenzo Kane, dude. He was a star at that point.
Francoeur.
He was a
Okay,
star.
What's Frank Gore? Eh.
Frank Cooler. Come on.
Actually,
now.
was it Alex Rios?
He was on the roster.
At one
Like-
point.
Come on now.
You know what I mean? Like that's the same vibes as this team.
Eric Hosmer's best year. Lorenzo Kane had a 7 WAR that season, Connor. He was a star.
Oh my god, go away. Like
Wade Davis.
Name their starting pitching outside Johnny Cueto.
Chris Young. Edinson Volquez was fun.
Please tell me you're lying.
What's that?
Please
You're
tell me
lying.
you're lying. That Chris Young
I don't know.
pitched on that team.
The white Chris Young, the one that fucking is
The one
coaching
that-
the.
Yeah, he's coaching them.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what he's doing.
Sorry, he's a GM. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, he's coaching them.
That doesn't mean shit. Weren't the coaches and GMs are the same thing at this point?
Why doesn't the GM just sit in the dugout and run?
I don't know. They're also
Right.
hiring coaches to be GMs. So what's the difference?
So
Same damn thing.
This is a very weird hill for you to die on, Brant. That
What's that?
the Royals are way more exciting than the Diamondbacks.
They were way more exciting. I enjoyed watching them a lot more than the
that is
Diamondbacks team.
one of the only World Series I don't know if I watched a single game of.
I think I watched 1 game.
I don't think I did.
Like,
Chris Young legitimately did pitch for them. Yes. He-
Man, them versus the Mets. I was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Pass.
I gotta.
Paulo Orlando. We've been down this team before.
Yes, I've
Who
got
was the other white lefty in the bullpen that is bugging me? I think he was a lefty.
Giordano Ventura pitched in that year.
Yeah, I was gonna say Ventura did.
Don't tell me he wasn't exciting as hell.
I mean, he was exciting when Manny Machado fucking kicked his head in.
That was fun. I didn't like him very much, but he was fun.
You said there was a lefty in their bullpen?
Who the fuck was in the branch?
Jeez. I'm looking. Jason Frey, Danny Duffy,
It had to have been Duffy. Duffy was a
Luke
lefty.
Hochevar,
No,
Jason Vargas.
no.
I'm not naming lefties. I'm just naming names.
Yeah, I
Ryan
don't know if
Ryan
it was-
Madsen.
Yeah, it was
Oh.
Madsen. I was thinking if he is a righty. Because he was their
Uh,
sixth guy.
Yeah. So the bullpens. This bullpen was disgusting.
So yeah. So do we want to look at the World Series now?
Yeah, we've got an hour and haven't talked about it yet. so
Yeah,
let's-
Because
yeah.
it's just boring.
I mean,
So,
you
it's
should
kinda where I'm
I have-
getting at
I have
here.
a number for you guys.
Huh.
174.
Okay.
That is
Nice.
the combined regular season wins for the Texas Rangers and the Arizona Diamondbacks.
That's
Which
like
we-
5 more than the Braves.
which is the fewest amount of wins
Ever.
combined in a World Series matchup in MLB history.
Yeah, and it was the fewest amount of wins combined in 2 LCSs ever too.
How many
Fucking
wins
wild.
did the Oakland A's have? 50 something?
Maybe.
I'm just curious as to if you combine the Braves and the A's, would you get more wins than what the
No.
current World Series is?
No.
No?
That the A's would have to win 70 games.
Pardon?
The A's
Didn't
would
the
have-
Didn't the Braves win like 110? No. How many did they win?
the Braves didn't win that many.
I don't remember how many they won. They had the most in the league.
Okay, but anyways, if you're Torey Lovello,
Mm-hmm. Shout out Torey Lovello. I do like him.
you're making a phone call, right?
No, fuck off. Shut up. Shut up. I know where you're going with this. Shut up.
To Chris Russo?
He does not deserve to be
To Mad Bum?
Dude,
He does not deserve to be anywhere on this team. You know what's
I
crazy?
stand Mad Bum and his 4th ring.
I was gonna say Mad Bum can get a ring this year. He was on this team.
Mad Bum is their highest paid player right now.
Is he technically still
Yeah,
Roster?
on the payroll.
Did
Yes, no,
Yeah,
they DFA'd him.
They DFA'd him in like April, so he's
Yeah, but that just puts him in the minors. Like they
No.
didn't release him.
He went back to his ranch and
I
is
think they released him.
riding,
But-
whatever dirt bikes or whatever.
Did he? Is he contractually gone?
I think
No, they're
not-
paying him.
they're
He
paying
is the
him.
highest paid player on their roster.
but he's not on their like roster at all.
I know he's not on the active roster
I don't
but-
even
or
think
the
he's on the-
40 man, but is he in the system? Is my question.
No,
If I look him up and his little Wikipedia page comes up, does it say free agent?
yes, because they DFA'd him.
He is a free agent. No, you can be DFA'd and not be a free. Mitch White got DFA'd. He's still on our fucking team.
Yeah, but he accepted the assignment.
Yes,
Okay, so Mad Bum. That's the answer I'm looking for here. Mad Bum declined the assignment. I didn't know that. That's what I was looking for here. Bring him back. Can you do that?
No,
can we just have him in the dugout?
If he pitched this year, can you do that?
I don't think so.
Or does he have to be on the roster on a certain date? I hope he can.
What?
What is happening right now? You Brant, get shut up.
Like he was
This-
technically.
This man just private messaged me. Let's go D-backs.
Oh Jesus! So that's a no then.
No, he's obviously not gonna be back.
No, obviously not. But could he?
I don't think so.
I-
You
if
have
you-
to be. It's the same as, like, it's the 40-man thing.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah,
There
That's a shame.
would be a way around that if someone was injured, you put them on the 60-day. Like, I'm
Right.
sure there's a way to do it, but you also have to be in the organization the end of
Okay.
September or start of
That's what
September.
it was. I wasn't sure if it was you just had to be before, or
No, I
if it
think you
had
have
to be
in
on
the
that date.
organization. Yeah.
Mhm. So
Now we're clear.
yeah, I got a question for you guys. Who on the two teams needs to get going, like to figure it the fuck out if they want to win? Like I
Robin
think
Grossman.
I could give you a bigger answer for Texas.
Uh,
A guy that's hitting 10 for 52. Marcus Simeon.
Yeah.
oh yeah. You're right.
Like he's got to figure it the fuck out. Like
Yeah.
I think
they're doing it in spite of him right now.
Zach Gallen.
Zach Gallen doesn't. That's a good one.
Gallen
I was
does.
going to say I don't think there's anyone on Arizona. that-
I also don't know Walker's stats, but if you said he hasn't been
I-
going, like,
I think
I genuinely think he's one of the more underrated players in the league right now. Like, his defense is outstanding, and he's a really good power bat.
he is, but I felt like he hasn't done any. He didn't do anything in that Philly series. Like,
I don't
if-
recall hearing his name.
let's see. In the postseason, he's 7 for 39, and has a 698 OPS.
I think this could be a really fun World Series. I think
For
these
sure.
teams could not be more different offensively, but I think they're very similar, like, pitching wise.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them got 2 dogs, then
And a
uh,
person.
And a great back end of the
3
bullpen.
with a question mark. They're,
I don't- feel good about. I don't. What is the guy's name?
Are
Something in the Diamondbacks bullpen. The rookie kid.
I don't know, but we're saying that
Sofrank?
Aroldis Chapman and Jose Leclerc are a great back end of the bullpen because I'm
They've
really
been
confused
great.
right now.
They've performed great.
They've been great. Lately.
Also, the boy Cody Bradford going multiple innings. The
So
boy Josh Spores.
Spores, dude.
Are we legitimately saying that Jose Leclerc and Aroldis Chapman are good back end of the bullpen right
Oh,
now?
I think
in this postseason, yes.
as
As a
their-
whole,
Chapman didn't even fucking pitch in whatever game that was because they didn't trust him to.
he also has like a 2.1 ERA or something.
I mean, but I would also take the law offices of Ginkle, Thompson, and Seawald over.
Yeah, you're right. But
But anyways, yeah.
I'm pretty sure Chapman almost has a higher WHIP than he does in ERA right now.
Yeah, 'cause
Which
he
is
puts, like,
crazy.
Fucking.
But he's also just not
I-
giving up runs.
I don't know how he does it, but he puts like 5 guys on and doesn't let them score.
He's got a guy standing on the mound with him.
Dude, he's got
It's-
Rafael
yeah.
Delise syndrome.
Yeah, it's
Like,
nuts. It's shocking, but it works.
Let's
And,
please
like I
never
don't trust
again
him.
compare Aroldis Chapman to Rafael Delise.
They're the same.
he's
They're
got
basically the
I
same
didn't
guy.
say he was I said he has Rafael Delise syndrome.
They are basically the same guy, Nate. It's
because
time you get on
Rafael
board.
Delise
Okay.
is Mr. First and Second. I got him right where I
Former
want him.
sub 1 ERA guys that just take forever.
Okay. Anyways, offensively, I think this could be a lot of fun because Texas bangs. Realistically,
doesn't.
let me finish. Realistically,
Sorry.
I like Arizona's top end of the rotation. I think I like him a little better if Gallon gets going. If he's pitching man, then it goes Texas.
I think they announced it was a Gallon
Game 1
of
and
Valdi.
Gallon. Yeah.
Gallon of Valdi.
Yeah, but Gallon's got to get it going, is what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like he's got to. Offensively, no, Arizona doesn't bang, but we saw it in the past couple games against Philly. Like, get guys on base, run like crazy.
They're a
play
death by
defense.
1,000 cuts, is what they are.
Yeah,
They're
I'm-
annoying as shit.
honestly,
I hate it.
that's more. Almost find that more fun to watch than just like solo shots.
I kind of.
I mean, you can't even say that. Texas has been doing both. They've been getting
No,
Yeah.
I understand that, but I'm saying like
that is
they
Arizona's
don't
main-
run. They don't run. They don't like play
The
that type
only-
of baseball.
The only person
Carter
that runs
does.
on that team is
Evan
Carter. Is Evan Carter. And Tavares to a certain
Yeah,
extent.
literally.
Speaking of
Texas
speaking
is
of
playing
Simeon
great
might if he got
defense.
on base.
which, yeah. Texas both teams have good defense.
Yeah, they do.
Like
I honestly I think it's gonna be a fun series.
right now, just a question. Right now, how many people in the Arizona lineup are you taking over that person in the Texas lineup of equivalence? I asked you about this with Texas and Houston
I
a couple
don't know
episodes
if there's
ago.
any.
I think I'm
Because-
taking Gabby
Yeah,
over
because-
Hahn.
yeah.
Let's
I
go
think
catcher. Gabby.
overall, I think it's Gabby.
I think it's close.
I
It's
think
Oh, it's
Gabby and
very
Heim
close.
is very
It's
close.
It's very close, but I think
I-
Gabby's defense is considerably better, and I think that gives him the edge for me.
I think right
Okay.
now, I think you take Lowe over Walker just off performance. I
Yep.
think.
Mhm.
You're taking Marte.
You're taking Marte over
Mhm.
Simeon. You're taking Seager over Perdomo.
Yep. Perdomo was
taking-
good though.
Perdomo's good, really good. You're taking Josh
I'm
Young. You're taking
over
Young
either
over,
of the
over Rivera
guys
or
they put in.
Longoria.
Yeah.
You're taking
Has
Carter over
Sorry. Has Josh Young been good?
in the
he's, had,
postseason.
he's been
I
pretty.
don't
He's
know
been.
actually.
I'd say
I know
been-
he's hitting the 8. I genuinely
Has
he
either
hasn't
of
been-
the
he hasn't been
Arizona guys been
phenomenal.
good though? Like
I no, I'm agreeing with you. It's probably Josh Young, but I don't know what he's
he had a
done.
good first round. I think.
Josh Young. He's been like I'm not. He hasn't been great, but he's been like pretty good. Like he's been serviceable enough. He's batting two. He's bad. He hasn't actually shit. He has a 920 OPS.
Who's in
had
center
a-
field?
In center field, that is Alec Thomas or
He's not.
he
full-time.
starts-
Who's the other one?
Thomas starts against righties.
It's
and
either
Tavares.
Thomas in center, Carroll
Who's
in
the other
right,
one
or
now?
Carroll in center, Pham in right.
Oh,
It's
okay,
the options,
gotcha,
and then
gotcha.
Lourdes in left.
Yeah.
I
Young had a bad ALCS. He hit 200, 250, 440, but he had a 1.2 OPS in the ALDS and a 1.2 in the wild card round.
Yeah.
you could talk me into Arizona's center field over Tavares. I think.
Yeah.
If it's Corbin Carroll, yes.
If it's Corbin Carroll, yeah.
And
But
if it's Alec Thomas,
Alec Thomas has had some.
if it's Alec Thomas
some
right
big
now,
moments.
then
Thomas
maybe.
had that big ass moment in fucking game. What was it, game 5?
Right field, I love Corbin Carroll, and I could not
But-
tell you what he's done, but it's you can't go over Adolis right
Can't
now.
disrespect El Bombi.
DH, who's DHing for?
Garver, and then
Well, I know that. I
it
meant for
depends.
Arizona.
Again, Arizona depends. I think if it's a right-handed pitcher, it's Pham,
Mhm.
and I think if it's a lefty, it's Longoria.
That's not good.
Like
Garver right now.
Did
I'm
we not
taking-
just say the fam was in right?
it's a mismatch,
No,
man? I
it-
don't
it-
I
against-
don't know.
How
against-
is he?
okay, against righties, Thomas is at center,
Uh,
Carroll is in right,
Yeah.
Pham is DHing.
but then they had someone else in there
Wait,
too.
fam's playing both ways. Can we
Oh,
just
they
talk
put in
about-
Pavin Smith at some point.
Pavin
Oh, they
Smith has
did.
just been like a pinch
Hey
hitter.
Brant, remember when at the deadline I said I would have really loved
Tommy Pham.
Tommy Pham, and
Mhm.
you told me he doesn't move the needle for you?
He doesn't,
Well, he's been hitting 3 and kind of raking.
and he has
down the
not
stretch.
really. He's got one. He's got one homer, and that's
He's
not
raking
been
down
good.
the stretch.
He got
for them.
pulled out for Pavin Smith.
He was raking down the stretch for
They
them.
started Pavin Smith over Tommy Pham. He's a guy,
Tommy
but he's
Pham had
not
a really
a guy I
good DS,
care about.
He
but like
he could have hit like fucking 3.
He
4,
probably would have
5
been the
in our
best hitter on
lineup.
our team in the postseason, sure. But our team didn't hit. He still doesn't move the needle for me. It's not this whole Arizona team doesn't move the needle for me other than Corbin Carroll. I
well, yeah.
don't feel good about any of them, but they're
Right.
just win and I hate it. They're
You
the
can't not feel good about Zach Gallen.
yeah, you're right. He's
And Merrill
arguably
Kelly's been
a top 5
fucking-
pitcher in baseball.
Merrill Kelly's been a dog.
The Arizona Diamondbacks are the definition of just get in because that team was not that great. They are the worst statistical team in the postseason, and here they are in the World Series.
Kind of like last year.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Wasn't Philly? It was Philly, right?
Philly
Yeah.
was the final wild card. You know that team of still.
They
that
they were
team-
they had much more star power, but like
Much more.
what the fuck is going on?
Sorry, it just reminded me of a fucking argument that I wanted to ram my head against a wall when I heard it.
Hmm?
The Phillies are not fucking underdogs.
They have the underdog mentality,
Shut up.
but they are
Shut
not
up.
underdogs.
They are not underdogs
I mean,
anymore.
they're
not
underdogs in the NL East.
yeah, they were underdogs in the
The Braves are in there.
Braves
man.
series.
Also, coming into the year, the Mets were supposed to be better than them.
Yeah.
Like they were supposed to be the third best team in their own division, and they ended up being the second best team.
Yeah,
I don't think they were underdogs. I think they were underdogs in the Braves series.
Yeah,
Honestly, like I bet on them going into it, and I stood by that. But
the Braves should have won that series.
if the Braves had healthy pitching, they would have. I think it would have been a lot closer at least. But like, no, I don't think they're an underdog in terms of
They
like the
spend
grand
a
scheme of
lot.
things. They do play like underdogs.
They act like underdogs. They have an us against the world mentality, and I think that gives them the underdog feel. But no,
Yeah.
statistically, they haven't been underdogs for
No.
very much. They were easily favorites in the Miami series. They were definitely the underdog in the Atlanta series, and they were easily favorites in that Arizona series too.
Do we
I
want
just
to?
want people to remember this World Series when we come to next year and people are bitching that your team is not winning the division because clearly winning the division doesn't mean a goddamn thing. Do we want to what?
I was gonna say, do we want to do predictions here?
I don't want any team to win anymore.
Yeah, it kind of sucks.
I don't care about this World Series.
Connor is showing 6 fingers, so I'm assuming he's taking Arizona in 6 because he texted me or he messaged me, "Let's go D-backs."
Shut up. You want
Honestly,
straight-
I don't know. I don't know. You flip flop so many times. Like you told me you're a D or a Texas fan at the start of the podcast. We started talking about the World Series, and you fucking message me.
Yeah,
Let's go
because
D-backs.
it's to piss you off because clearly it works.
Honor is taking his team.
I'm taking my team. I'm taking.
I couldn't tell you which one it is, but he's
I'm
taking
taking.
his team.
I'm taking the Texas Rangers in 6 games,
Oh, okay. Wasn't sure.
and your World Series MVP will be Corey Seager.
Yeah, you could have. It's not, but it's a good try. It's gonna be
It's
Adolis
not
because
gonna be.
Adolis is gonna hit 17 homers.
Hey, I'm batting 2 for 2 so far with predictions.
Does anyone remember that guy's name in Arizona yet? The fucking rookie pitcher kid?
Fought
No, the one in the bullpen.
Saul Frank.
Saul Frank. Thank you.
I
He
said
said that
Saul
the
Frank.
first-
Did you? I didn't hear it. Sorry,
That's the
my
first
bad.
name I said.
Sorry.
Okay.
I wasn't paying attention.
Brand,
I
you
don't
wanna
trust
go or
that
you want me
guy.
to go.
You go ahead. I'm
Do
still.
either of you have Arizona? Is the real thing?
I'm
should.
honestly torn. I think this could be Texas in 5, or honestly 4,
Arizona
and
in
it's
7.
not even close, or
Right.
it's Arizona in 7.
Yes, that's where I'm at too.
I'm going Arizona in 7 because I think that's a more fun narrative, and I
Yeah.
want to be against Connor on this. I'm sorry, but I honestly I can see a pathway for it the way that rotation's pitching,
Yeah,
and
and just the stupid magic that they have right now.
that offense is fun. I get what you're saying that you don't like them. I enjoy watching. the
I
small
wouldn't
ball
call it
team.
fun. I would call them good. They have a good offense that just
I personally
plays the
I
right
enjoy,
way.
Personally, I enjoy watching that. I like the juxtaposition between the two teams. And I think it's going to be fun to watch.
I think I'd rather just not watch this World Series. It's just terrible. I'm going to, but I'd rather just not. I think I'm going to go Texas in 6, and I'm going to hate every minute of it. I don't want to see the Texas Rangers win a World Series, but like it's so lame if the Arizona Diamondbacks win the World Series.
No, you really just don't want the Arizona Diamondbacks to win because you don't want to hear Blue Jays.
No,
fans
that too.
bitch.
That too.
Because if the Arizona
Blue Jays-
Diamondbacks, no, Nate, you think it's bad now? If
It's
the
gonna get
Arizona
so much
if the
worse.
Arizona Diamondbacks win the World Series and say like Lourdes gets a World Series MVP, oh, we're never gonna hear the end of it. You're
I
never
have a
gonna hear the end of it.
message. I have a message to our fan base, the
Oh, no.
listeners of this podcast.
Just ours or the
just ours.
Jays?
I was gonna say, or your team, the Blue Jays.
I don't think we have a fan base. I think we have listeners that don't like us
Wow,
and they listen out of
listeners,
spite.
yeah, that's probably fair. But like to Blue Jays fans,
Yeah. All right.
let it go.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this, you can't redo it. There's not a redo button.
This fan base feels like
Fucking get over it. Gabby
Hey,
Moreno's
and-
awesome. Lourdes
and
Gurriel is
fans.
fun to watch. Enjoy the fucking World Series. Enjoy the guys. Cheer for them. Just have fun with it. Stop fucking bitching.
it
and hey,
feels
hey,
like
Because you know what? Dalton Varshaw's cool too.
yeah.
hey, Blue Jays fans, if
Mm.
you really want to get over it, there's a whole nother way to get over it. with the Blue
No.
Jays.
No.
A whole nother way.
This whole fan base feels like they got broken up with about a year ago, some year and a half ago, and they're still talking about the last girl despite being in a relationship with the next girl.
Also, they're Taylor Swift.
Yeah, we're like the Taylor Swift of baseball fans. Like it's just they can't get over it. It's like who gives a shit? Let them be successful on their own.
And I have not listened to a single Taylor Swift song, but I know this line.
I
Blue Jays
don't.
fans, you got to look at yourself and say, "It's me. Hi,
I'm
I'm the problem. It's me."
You're right. Yes.
Like at some point,
I'm sorry. Like it's kind of embarrassing, honestly. Like if you're still talking about this trade as if it's fucking matters at all,
Well, and I
I don't think there's helping you.
I get why people are doing it, but like all of the media personalities in the city, it's
They play it up so
they're
hard.
just pushing it, and I'm like, guys, just stop. Like you don't need to feed the fire.
We
more.
can
I
just
get
let it. We could just let it go.
Get it.
Beating
I
it-
get it. This
the
is your
same-
job. This is
yeah.
getting you clicks, but like just fuck off.
the saying "beating a dead horse"
Mm.
is too light with this situation.
We
They're beating-
stopped beating the dead horse a while
They're
ago. The
beating a
Dude,
dead
horse
horse
is just
that's
a
already
carcass.
that's been buried for like 7 months.
No.
They
We're-
dug up
we're
the dead
fucking
horse
the
to
dead
beat the
horse.
damn thing.
We aren't beating it. We're
Yeah,
just, we're fucking it.
Yeah, this
Like
has
a
been a
memoir.
rough
Jesus
go.
Christ.
That's tough.
Yeah, it was a rough go for the
We
horse,
have
apparently.
unburied this dead horse to then beat on its skeleton.
Yeah, and then
and
bury it
do
again, and then
things
dig
that-
it back up.
Yeah, it's just
Dig it back
It's
up on a weekly
brutal.
basis.
it's brutal. Just leave the damn horse in the ground.
Okay, all I'm saying is-
Enjoy the fun things that Dalton Varsho does, and
I'm
let's just get over
saying
it.
this now. Imagine if we got Jake McCarthy instead of Dalton Varsho. This would have been 1,000
That's
times
so
worse.
much worse.
This would have been 1,000
So
times.
much worse.
This would have been 1,000 times
Brant,
worse.
What if we got Alec Thomas
We-
though?
Brant, we sat in I think it was my parents' basement for a hockey tournament in about March.
hot tub.
Talking, yeah,
Yeah.
my parents
Talking
hot
about
tub.
Varsho.
No, we were talking about the Arizona Diamondbacks, and I told
Yes.
you that Corbin Carroll ninth, and I think I said it bad Jake McCarthy first.
Yeah, it's a tough take. You know what? In fairness to your bad take, you also said the Mets were going to be bad. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah,
Me and
So-
Brain had to do.
didn't I also say
You're
the
a-
Yankees were going to be bad?
You take
I said
big
the Rays were going
hacks,
to be bad, but
you swing and
Yeah.
miss a lot, but every
Make-
now and then you
make
connect. And
hot takes.
yes,
Yes, we have to make hot takes.
You,
very intrigued. To
I'll
see
show you
had-
some hot
next
takes
year's.
when we have.
There was a hot
takes,
take that
Connor.
I said that didn't get put on because it wasn't a Blue Jays related one. I said Gabby would win NL Rookie of the Year, and if you fucking ask Blue Jays fans, you'd think he did.
He fucking won the MVP. If you ask the Blue Jays fans,
Buddy,
it's not.
I'm hammering Ricky Tiedemann Rookie of the Year next year. Ricky
Oh, I'm
Tiedemann
hammering-
gets Cy Young votes.
I'm
next year.
hammering Evan Carter.
I'm just hammered.
You heard me.
I'm hammering Evan Carter.
Yeah, Evan Carter would be a fun one. Who did you say? Ricky Tiedemann.
He said Ricky.
I like
Yeah, he
it.
gets Cy Young votes.
I like it.
Okay,
Oh,
and
Cy Young's aggressive.
this is a
I said votes. I didn't say he gets a Cy Young. I said he
It's
gets
still
Cy Young
aggressive.
votes.
I was gonna say Rookie of the Year votes is kind of cool, but
Brent. You want to know something funny?
hey,
You there was one of our very old podcasts, like off-season podcast, came up, and it was defending, ironically, it was defending Kevin Biggio, and then you were
we
like,
don't do that.
it's not like it was all about Addison Barger. It's not like you're really gonna think this guy's gonna come up out of nowhere and just start hitting the ball, and it's like apparently we got a guy. It wasn't Addison though.
No, see,
Like, it wasn't Addison.
I wasn't wrong about Addison Barger, but I was wrong in general. Just before we go, Gabby Moreno had a 700 OPS in that last series.
I'm so over looking at fucking OPS and those stupid fucking
Okay.
stats
Uh,
in a 7-game playoff series. Do you-
Gabby, okay,
you
I
go-
can
do
go
you
away
go
from
during
those
the
ones.
regular
Gabby
season?
Moreno had 8 hits. He had 1 double,
Yeah,
seven,
like
7 singles. I'm like,
he
yeah, he
eight
had a
hits
couple
in
of
the
clutch
series.
singles, but man, it was not very impressive.
8 hits in 7 games. That gets me going.
That's
He hit
I'm,
under
I'm
300.
taking that. I'm taking
8
that
hits
any day.
in 30 plate appearances. It's
I'm taking
good
8 hits in 7 games.
singles.
Yes.
He's just Kirk that can run and play
Kirk
defense.
hit like fucking. I think Kirk hit under his weight. So like
Yes, because Kirk
that,
can
that
run.
could be 290 this year, but like
296 for Gabby. I'm just show me something.
okay. Around the league here, quick, because I'm done with this.
Do we have anything else? I think we're done.
we talked Dusty. We
The
talked
the San Diego Padres went really quickly from
Oh, they sniped.
we stand by Bob Melvin and he is our manager of the future and yada 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 to San Francisco. It's not like you're a division rival or anything. You can just have him. We don't want anything for
for
him.
multiple years. Like
He's yours.
Like, dude, you could have got Micah Vilas back.
that's where you go with that.
How do we bring this up so much
I don't know.
every time?
Funny.
We're probably the only people outside of the Vilas family that still talk about Micah Vilas. Like,
Fucking time that this comes up.
No, somebody.
This is like the 4th time on this podcast
No.
we've talked about this Micah
not
Villas
even.
trade.
It's like the fourth time in the last
Some-
2 months.
Baseball is
somebody
dead
else-
mentioned it.
Yes, was
Jared
baseball's
brought it
dead.
up. I
Yeah.
know, but we bring this up far too much for a trade that didn't mean a damn thing because Avilas didn't play.
Yeah, but we got Esmail Rogers.
Oh,
Fucking Esmail Rogers.
couldn't go without adding that one.
Clayton
I don't think
Richard.
so.
Not Mike Napoli in that trade. I remember that now. I think I've clued in on that one now.
Did you?
This is brutal. Well, the last 2 times we talked about it, I mentioned Mike Napoli in it, so I
Do you
figured
know
we'd keep on going.
who we got Mike Napoli for? It's a fun
Like, you've
tidbit
said this
for
before.
you.
We've
said
done
No,
this
before.
I don't
twice.
think I have. No,
We've
I
done
told
this
you-
twice. Both
No, no,
times
no.
we did this.
No. I tell you, we
Mike Napoli
traded Mike Napoli
to
for
Texas.
Frank Francisco.
For Frank.
Yeah,
Wait,
you said Frank Francisco. the 2 times.
Yes, I asked who we got him for.
oh, who we traded to get Mike Napoli?
Yes. This is a fun one.
Jared
was a f-
Saltalamacchia.
No, it was a 3-player trade.
That doesn't make sense.
We
There's
gave up
so
the
many years
one.
apart.
And somehow got 2 players back for this guy.
Aaron hit no.
Like
Kelly Johnson.
when did Mike Napoli play in Arizona? Did I just miss that part of his career?
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. That's why I stopped.
This is like
Kelly Johnson.
What year was this?
Blue Jays icon of our childhood, pretty much.
Orlando Hudson.
No, I said icon.
John McDonald.
Alex Rios.
Guys, I said icon. Like I'm
Vernon
genuinely
Wells.
yes.
Was it?
Yeah, we traded Vernon Wells to
Wait,
the LA
you don't
Angels.
you don't think John
For-
McDonald is an icon?
John
I
McDonald
love
was
John
an icon.
McDonald, but we traded Vernon Wells for Juan Rivera and Mike Napoli.
Welcome to Nate's trade corner.
You want to go down some rabbit holes?
How many Blue Jays did we have that never played a game?
Joe Musgrove, no Syndergaard.
No, I mean like while they were
what?
major leaguers.
What?
Like how
Mike
many?
Aviles
Like
and
how many
Mike
Mike Aviles
Napoli.
and
Oh.
Mike Napolis did we have?
Probably not many.
Kirby Yates
He technically pitched in spring training. I
never
Did
played a
he?
regular
I would-
season game. Though?
I'd
Yeah, he
count
got hurt
that
in spring
more.
training.
I'd count that more than
Did he
the
have
other
a-
two.
Did he have a spring training appearance though?
I don't think he did.
I don't know if he did.
He got
Wait.
hurt though. That's different than the other two,
Yeah,
in my opinion. The other two we just picked up in the offseason and traded them in the
yeah,
offseason.
that's crazy.
Daniel Vogelbach play games?
Yes.
Yeah, he had a little run in 2020. That's crazy. I forgot that was the thing.
Remember when we had Daniel Vogelbach and Rowdy Tellez on the same team?
And Fat Vlad.
Yeah. And then they both were in
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee together.
Nuts.
Am I crazy, or would anyone else take a flyer of Rowdy Tellez next year?
I would in a heartbeat. Just solely based off the person.
For that, I just do Joey Votto.
Yeah,
I
but
think I got a picture with him.
do it both. Sign Rowdy to a minor league deal.
I have a Rowdy Tellez autograph somewhere from
Give him a spring training invite. Yeah. Give him a spring training invite. I don't know. Try it.
Dude,
If you can
If he
find
doesn't-
that pop again.
if he doesn't make your lineup, fucking throw him in the pen.
All right, and with that being said,
The
thank
closer.
you for
Rowdy
listening.
Tellez, the closer. You got this?
I mean, yeah, sure.
It's not
Thank-
very hard. What's the rest of it?
All right, thank you for listening. As always, the links are in the description.
Mhm.
You follow us everywhere we go. Are at what brand? You know this. You should know
The
this.
flight deck underscore. Thank
At
you.
a B,
I
buddy.
practiced.
So keep calm. Hook 'em horns and Texas Rangers on, baby.
See, I love that I get to control when we stop because we're
Fuck
not leaving.
What?
you piece of shit. God, it was perfect. It
Hook
rolled.
horns?
Hook 'em
Hook 'em
horns.
horns. It's the Texas Longhorns.
Texas Longhorns, baby. Hook 'em horns.
Oh.
Hook 'em horny. We'll catch you guys next.
We're gonna end it on. We're gonna end it on.
Yeah, it's better.
Connor's hooked and horny.
We'll see you next
Hey,
week.
hey,
Hopefully
if-
the World Series is over by then, or not over. I don't know.
I don't think
when
it
this
can
thing's-
be.
Can it not?
Why do you hope
Friday,
it's over?
Saturday, because I
It's
don't
Friday,
know.
Sa-
I don't-
okay, the
Honestly,
earliest-
at the rate Brant's releasing podcast, this
It's
won't be
probably
till Monday. So then the next time, it'll be
Yeah,
like
man.
fucking next fucking 2 weeks.
I need to go
Friday
to
before
bed. I don't have
the-
time to do this. Okay. We'll see you next week. Cheers.